Okay, pre-calcers, sorry about that. It cut me off. I am running out of battery. So what we were saying was in this problem, we substituted u in place of what you pulled out. You got 3x plus 1 because that's what the u really was. And then this was 3x plus 1, which is 3x plus 2. Okay? So the next problem that was similar to that was this one. And it cut me off. So I am going to rewrite that over here for you and do it step by step for you. And hopefully I will not run out of time. Okay. So, see in a second. Here we go. This will be easier. Okay. So you have x minus y minus 1 squared, okay? So, like in the first problem, we take the first part and we square it. Why? Because if I would have done totally different problem, ready? You're going to say, but that's the same problem. I'm just going to do this squared because you know how to do that. That is x minus y times x minus y. And you would do x times x is x squared. The first term squared, there's my first term squared. Okay? Then if you did last, that would be negative times negative is positive, always, and y times y is y squared. So over here, this would be negative 1 times negative 1, or positive 1 squared, right? Okay. You said to draw lines, but that hopefully you're seeing the similarity there. I don't have to draw lines across. Okay, now, this concept, if we write it twice, the outer would be a negative xy, and the inner would be a negative xy again, right? So it's really the product of these two twice. Negative xy plus negative xy is a negative 2xy, correct? So if I were to just bring down the sign of this negative and say I know I'm going to have two of them because these are identically the same thing, and outer and inner count twice, and then the product of x times y, x times y. So a negative 2, negative from this, 2 from outer inner, and then xy is coming from the product xy. So come back to this. A negative 2, because we know we're going to have two of them. If I were to do this product, 1 times this, so it's 1 times that, okay? So that's really negative 2 times x and negative 2 times negative y, and then the plus 1. Okay? So here is basically 1 times this. There's that product, and the negative, and there's two of them. Okay? That's where that came from. So I'll show it one more time because we didn't finish this problem. We still need the beginning. And the problem in the beginning is the same exact thing as what we just did. That's why I used that example. Okay? So the first term squared, the last term squared, and then the outer and inner is x times y. I'm going to have it as subtraction because that is subtraction. And then there's going to be two of them. And then that last term is always a squared, so it's always a plus. There's your final answer because none of those can combine. Okay? So hopefully you're getting that shortcut now. If you still aren't, like I said, leave a comment down the bottom. Okay? All right, the cubes and the I am problems, we already finished in class, but we didn't finish the last few of these. 6th period didn't get past number 10, I believe it was, okay? I know 5th period, we just didn't get, I think, the last two, Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the last three. If you understand these and you want to fast forward, that's entirely up to you. Okay? So, by AC, ax squared plus bx squared plus bx plus c. The a times c is your 18. So what two numbers multiply to 18 and add up to 9? That would be 6 and 3. So I'm going to split this middle term to a 6x and a 3x and bring down the 9. So I just split the middle. And now I do the GCF. What's common to these two? A 2x. If I were to divide that 2x, I would get x. If I were to divide that by 2x, I would get 3. I always bring down the plus. What's common to these is a 3. If I were to divide this by 3, I would get x. If I were to divide this by 3, I would get 3. Here's the same exact thing that we've been doing all along. You see it here common, you pull it out once, because it's just a factor that's common, okay? And then you'll see what's left for the other. Good? Okay, next one. So this is a 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. What two things multiply to that? Well, negative 2x times a positive x multiply to that and add to this. So I bring down the first term, bring down this. So this is just rewriting this, but splitting this to the two numbers that would multiply to AC. Again, I find what's common to the first two. What's common to the first two is a 2x. If I factor out a 2x, I'm left with x. Factor out a 2x, I'm left with 1. Bring down the plus. There's nothing common to these. Wrong. There's always a 1 common to anything, and that 1 has to be held there. Okay, I explained that the first day, but I'll explain it again in this lesson. Okay, so now we see these common. X minus 1 comes out. What's left for the other? Well, if I didn't draw that, I would have had a 2x and a plus sign without this 1 here, and that would make no sense, nor would it check. So that's why we need the 1. Okay? All right, last one. We never like a leading coefficient to be negative. So you want to pull that negative out and just take the opposite of each of these. Okay? And now, take care of AC with this. So this is a negative 30. What two numbers multiply to a negative 30? That add up to a positive 13 would be a positive 15u and a negative 2u. Minus 6, 5u squared. I'm not even going to worry about that negative right now, so I don't get it all yucky mixed in. What's common to these two is a 5u, leaves you with u plus 3. Bring down the negative sign. What's common to these two is a 2. If I take a 2 out of that, I'm left with u. If I take a 2 away from this, I am left with positive 3. So that gives me u plus 3 and 5u minus 2. And now don't forget, just bring this negative down right in front. If you wanted to check this, I always recommend skipping the first factor, because technically that is a factor of negative 1. Always skip the first factor, whether it's a monomial, binomial, whatever. Multiply these two, and then take that monomial and distribute it through in the end. Okay? All right, so I hope this helped you guys. If it didn't, like I said in class, you guys asked me to do a video on the shortcuts and also the AC method for anybody that skipped anything. Here it is, and leave some comments. Let me know what problems you're still not understanding, what you need help with, okay? If you don't need help with anything and you understand it now, just let me know that. Say I got it. So that this helped, you know it helped, let me know, okay? Hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday, and congratulations, you made it to the first Friday of school. Have a great night, guys.